the World Championship come together at turn 3. The crowd can't believe it. Verstappen and Norris come together chasing the lead.
The Norris-Verstappen crash at Austria's Red Bull Ring ignites controversy. Norris-Verstappen comments, with Norris calling Verstappen reckless, while Max's crash reaction downplays blame. This Norris-Verstappen controversy sets the stage for an epic rivalry. The Austrian Grand Prix was shaping up to be another Verstappen masterclass. The reigning world champion had been dominant all weekend, topping every season. But as we've seen time and time again in F1, anything can happen on race day. As the laps ticked down, Lando Norris in his McLaren was hunting down Verstappen's Red Bull. The tension was building and you could feel something big was about to happen. With just 7 laps to go, Norris made his move. He went for the outside of turn 3, a corner that's seen its fair share of drama over the years. Max, never one to back down from a fight, held his line. The two cars touched and in an instant, both had punctures and were limping back to the pits. The fallout was immediate and intense. Verstappen managed to recover to finish 5th, but Norris was forced to retire. And who was there to pick up the pieces? None other than George Russell drove his Mercedes to victory in a stunning turn of events. But the drama didn't end when the checkered flag fell. Lando Norris strongly criticized Max's driving after the collision at the Austrian Grand Prix. The usually friendly British driver called his actions stupid and reckless. He explained that while he expects tough, aggressive racing for Verstappen, he felt the Red Bull driver had gone too far on 3 occasions during their battle. He stated that he anticipates Verstappen to push limits, but believed his rival's behavior could easily cause incidents. He emphasized that his driving had crossed the line into recklessness, suggesting it went beyond acceptable hard racing in Formula 1. These comments from Norris indicated deep frustration with Max's tactics, potentially marking a shift in the relationship on track and hinting at increased tension in future races. He stated that his respect for Verstappen hinged on how the Dutch driver addressed the incident. Norris indicated he would lose considerable respect if he denied fault. However, Norris suggested he would maintain some respect if he admitted to acting foolishly and recklessly, acknowledging his role in the collision. Max Verstappen, for his part, saw things differently. The Dutch driver recounted that he was aware of Norris's previous aggressive overtaking attempts. He explained that he moved slightly right in response, but Lando unexpectedly went to the left curb, resulting in their rear tires touching. He emphasized that he didn't anticipate this outcome, describing it as an unexpected and unfortunate situation. He also disagreed with the 10-second penalty he received from the stewards, saying it seemed a bit severe. So we've got 2 top drivers with 2 very different views on what happened. But what did the stewards say? Well, they found Verstappen predominantly to blame for the incident, hence the 10-second penalty. However, as we know, in F1, these decisions are often hotly debated. Verstappen was leading the race, but Norris in his McLaren was catching up fast. The gap between them was getting smaller and smaller with each lap. Norris could smell victory, and he wasn't about to let it slip away without a fight. Turn 3 at the Red Bull Ring became the battleground. This corner is known for its overtaking opportunities, and Norris saw it as his best chance to get past Max. He tried not once, not twice, but several times to make a move there. Each time Norris made an attempt, he defended his position. He moved to block Norris, and Norris tried to find another way around. As this back and forth continued, both drivers were getting more and more frustrated. Norris felt that Verstappen was being too aggressive in his defense, maybe even moving in the braking zone. On the other hand, Verstappen thought Norris was being too risky with his overtaking attempts. The tension was building with each lap, and you could almost feel that something big was about to happen. Remember, these are 2 of the best drivers in the world. They're incredibly fast, incredibly skilled, and incredibly competitive. Neither one was willing to back down. As they approached turn 3 for what would be the final time, both drivers were at their limit. Norris was determined to make a move stick, and Verstappen was equally determined not to let him pass. It was this build-up of tension, this series of near misses and almost overtakes that set the stage for the dramatic collision. All that built-up frustration and competitiveness came out in one moment, leading to the crash that would change the outcome of the race and potentially the entire season. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time we've seen drama at turn 3 in Austria. Back in 2019, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc had a similar incident at the same corner. It seems this particular turn has a knack for creating controversy. First, let's talk about the championship. Max is still in a really strong position. Even after this crash, he's 81 points ahead of Lando Norris. But in F1, things can change quickly. Next up is the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. This is Norris's home race, and you can bet he'll be super motivated. Imagine playing a big game in your hometown. That's how he will feel. He'll want to show everyone, especially his British fans, that he can beat Verstappen. Speaking of fans, the crowd at Silverstone is going to be really interesting to watch. British F1 fans are known for being very loud and supportive of their home drivers. They'll be cheering like crazy for him. But how will they react to Max after this crash? It could get pretty noisy. But it's not just about these two drivers. This crash has opened up opportunities for others. George Russell won the race for Mercedes, their first win in over a year and a half. Could they start winning other races? This makes the championship even more exciting. Let's not forget Oscar Piastri. He's new to the F1 this year, but he finished second in Austria. That's a fantastic result for a rookie. If McLaren's car keeps performing well, we might see Piastri on the podium a lot more. So while Max is still in the lead, the championship is far from over. We've got Norris fired up for his home race, Mercedes finding form again, and young talents like Piastri making their mark. It's like we're halfway through an exciting book and we've just had a big plot twist. Now everyone's eager to see what happens in the next chapter. The next chapter is Silverstone, and it is coming up fast. Now let's talk about the potential long-term effects of this incident. Verstappen and Norris have been friends off track for a while now. They've often been seen joking around at the paddock and even celebrating each other's victories. But will this collision change that? We've seen friendships in F1 strained by on-track battles before. Just look at Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg during their time as Mercedes teammates. Their relationship deteriorated as they fought for championships, and it took years for them to reconcile after Rosberg's retirement. Could we see the start of a similar situation between Verstappen and Norris? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it will make for some exciting racing. As we look ahead to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, there are so many more questions to be answered. Will Verstappen and Norris be able to put this incident behind them? One thing's for sure, the 2024 F1 season just got a whole lot more interesting. The battle between the established champion in Verstappen and the rising star in Norris is shaping up to be one for the ages. Add in the improving Mercedes, the always threatening Ferrari, and the wild card that is McLaren, and we've got ourselves a proper title fight. But let's not forget the human element of all this. These drivers might be gladiators on the track, but they're also people with emotions and relationships off it. The way Verstappen and Norris handle this situation in the coming days and weeks could set the tone for their rivalry for years to come. As we wrap up, we want to remind everyone that this is what makes Formula One so exciting. It's not just about the fastest car or the most talented driver, it's about the drama, the rivalries, the split-second decisions that can change the course of a race or even a championship. The Austrian Grand Prix gave us all of that and more. It reminds us that in F1, anything can happen. A seemingly routine race can turn on its head in an instant, creating moments that will be talked about for years to come. Now, we want to hear from you guys. Who do you think was at fault in the Verstappen-Norris collision? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown and subscribe to our channel for more F1 content. Until then, keep those engines revving and we'll see you on the track.